Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
Turn the tables on you.
There are still more left.
Right. No time to hold back.
One more.
I'm ready. Not again.
I'm only getting started.
Rising Falcon.
Falling storm. Do it.
Take this.
Astral energy. Full throttle. Go.
Hold up. Is this as valuable as I think it is?
I just noticed none of you other Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danan slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renan doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman. And this is my chance to have a new beginning.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Danon, while the Renans are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Danons in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Danons in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
All right.
There's nowhere to run from my heart. When he slows down, that's our chance.
Leave the agile ones to me.
It's over.
Take this!
Orochi
Elusive deity! Begin!
Tiger Blade!
It's too fast.
Stand back. I'll pick it up.
Tiger Blade! Mega Ray!
Now or never.
On guard!
Elusive can't get out of this!
Dazzling spin! There! One more!
Here I come.
It's time!
This one's mine!
Can't get out of this!
Take this! Dazzling spin!
We're lost in pain.
You're finished.
Falling storm!
In a bind?
Let's give it a whirl!
Here I
Blazing meteor!
Severing wind.
Can you take it?
Ray! Dazzling spin!
Orochi fury.
How's this?
I'm all tied up!
Elusive deity!
Water ray! Wait!
Begin!
By the
Tornado drive! I'm ready!
Kitara! Go for it! Prepare to crumble! Think we overdid it? Not by a roll! Falling storm!
I'm ready!
Spread!
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Danon relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Danon history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course.
I sense a strange power from this. This should make for some good whip.
crafting material.
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
No choice. Slap the shock!
Right here! I got you!
Here I come!
Mirage!
Here I come!
I'm not so good with airborne targets.
This one's mine!
Shattering the
Pesky airborne scoundrel!
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
It's over! Mirage!
Look sharp!
Strike!
Elusive deity! Look
Slap
sharp!
the shock!
Take this!
Take this! It's over! Rising Falcon!
Tiger Blade!
It's on! It's over!
Nothing gets by me! Ray!
We can really make weapons with this?
Discourteous, aren't you?
Slap the shock! No further!
Quit trying to keep up in the wall.
Resonate with the earth!
Flying free! If they just sit still!
Shia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! We're in good form!
It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
I take it you're comfortable with them then?
Oh yeah. We used to run up and down these slopes all the time for our training exercises.
Damn. You weren't messing around.
I'll do my best!
Slap the shock!
Like moth to the flame!
Take this!
This one's mine!
Mirage! Elusive deity! Through escape!
This one's mine!
Thank you! Orochi's Fury! Not a chance! Can you take it? Escape! Burn in hell!
I'm gone! I never miss! One more! Do it! Tiger Blade! A freezing
Orochi's Fury!
This
Elusive
one's
deity!
mine!
You're finished! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
I wonder if we can make new weapons with this.
Is this a joke?
Here I go!
Get mine!
Rising sun!
Get behind me!
It's a duel of the arts!
You're mine! It's over!
Tiger Blade!
Luna Sword!
Make it rain!
That's my cue!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! Resonate with the earth! You're mine!
This one's mine!
This one's all mine!
Make it rain!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclops!
Hey, I'm pretty lucky.
Through these lands most verdant green, my eyes alight for sights unseen. In Menancia, pure and pristine. Coming through!
Orochi's Fury!
Ready to go!
Can't get out of this!
Mega Ray!
Can you take it?
Denied!
Elusive Deity!
Can you take it?
Meteor!
Orochi's Fury!
Here I go!
Resonate with the earth!
This one's mine! You wanna play? Come at me!
Take this!
Going in!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! And tumbling to me!
Yours are not the skills of just any warrior.
Save your compliments. We have to move.
Driven in.
You're finished!
Tiger Blade!
Can you take it?
Fluid Gate!
Hear my call! Falling
Orochi's Fury!
Hear me! Flame of Fury! Burning Strike!
Take this!
Hear my call!
Ignite!
Spread! Where are you going? This one's
Here
mine!
I come!
That's it!
You're finished!
Dazzling Spin!
Here I come!
Ray!
I'm practically unstoppable. Got some good equipment!
I can't say its appearance is to my tastes, personally.
More Danon ruins here too, I see.
What were people even thinking back then? Trying to build anything around here?
Maybe they just had that much time and energy on their hands.
Out of our way!
Slash the shock!
Hear my call!
You're mine!
Going away!
Mirage! Blue escape! Elusive deity! Orochi Fury! Strike! I'll face you!
Here I go! Look sharp! I thought you more defensively minded. Defense via threat elimination. So the best defense is a good offense.
Elusive deity! You're finished! Ha!
Falling
This one's all mine! Here I come! It's over! Slash the shock!
Stalagmite!
Great!
Out of our way!
Slash the shock!
Escape my
You're mine! Mirage! Take this! It's over! I'll run you through! Dragon Shell!
freezing
Severed
storm!
Wind! First no escape!
I'll end you!
Here I go! Away! Elusive deity! Take this! I'm on it! None can!
Well, someone seems in tip-top form.
Nothing new about that.
And still as humble as always.
Luna Storm!
We managed to pull through.
builds up a sweat with this hike.
Rest assured, we've reached the top. It's all downhill from here, quite literally.
So Mahag Sar's just up ahead then?
Indeed. If you look, across this mountain is the Lord's Keep.
What's this place here? Some kind of old house?
I don't know about that.
Let's dispose of the trash.
Freezing storm! You're mine! I'll thank you! You're mine! Orochi's fury! Hey, when did I get so popular?
I thought you were going
Leave
to
the
wreck
enemy's arc to me.
I'm not nearly finished yet.
Then I'll provide assistance however I can.
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Wow, that was a nice move there.
I know, right? Bet you couldn't do it.
So it's a grab here, thrust the left leg, then use the right arm to leverage over...
Stop memorizing my move!
Discourteous, aren't you?
Take this!
Mega Ray! Dragon Shield!
Win! Here I come!
Stay calm. I shall provide assistance.
Blast the shot! Take it! I'm on!
Astral energy! Full throttle! Go!
The enemy wields arms too.
You'll soon see about that!
Orochi's fury!
By the power of one!
Blast the shot!
Dragon Shield!
Here I come! It's over! The abyssal
Burning strike!
Well then, I should probably think about tonight's menu.
Get in, get out. In a bind.
It's over! Now! Lightning slash!
Begin.
Hear my call! Do it!
You're finished!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes, a merry distraction.
There's still more to go!
I'll save you. Here I come! Plasma shock! Mirage! Prepare to be sealed, O fleet of foot.
Actually, perhaps bound is more appropriate.
Less talking, more doing!
Begin! I'm on it! Here I come!
Only the best materials in your garments.
You really do have quite the discerning eye, Dohalim.
Yeah, they all kind of look the same to me.
In a vine?
Mega Ray!
Here I go! Elusive Fury! My turn! I'm not done!
I'll think well. We're on the home stretch now.
Don't take your eyes off the prize.
I'm quite aware without you reminding me.
Plasma shock!
Do it!
We did it!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart here.
Small, but a victory nonetheless.
We have a long way yet to go.
This might be some decent equipment.
Anything that makes battles easier is okay by me.
provide assistance. Here I come! It's over! First strike! You're finished!
Gemini Aqua!
Pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for yours truly. Leave the enemy's arch to me.
Take this! No complaints here!
Well, we're on the home stretch now.
Don't take your eyes off the...
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
That's some power you wield.
You're the one who did the heavy lifting.
We seem to have come across something a little unusual.
Looks like trouble with a capital T!
Together, we've got this! I'm on it! That's enough! I'll run you through! You're mine! It's over! You're on!
We're thinning them out.
Clean? More like me.
I'll admit I'm impressed. Very good.
I'm on it! Talent Hurricane! Elusive Deity!
An instant!
Thank you!
I'm all stocked up.
Corrosive Fury! Slap
Here I go.
I'm on it!
I'm only getting
Come on! Do it! You're finished! Elusive
Lost.
Deity!
Get toasty!
Burn Strike!
I've been doing really great lately.
Get in, get out!
I shall ensure you survive this! I'll face you! Elusive Deity! On for side! Here I come! Soda! No escape! You're mine! You're mine! We got the advantage!
Good. Now we just have to make sure when Asteroid Arts...
That's my cue.
Shut him down!
We did it! My turn! You're mine! You're finished! You hear it now! You're on! Take this! Elusive Deity! Plasma Jump! Here I come! Corrosive Fury! It's over!
Well then, I should probably think about tonight's menu.
Still thinking about how to act around Dohalim?
That obvious, huh? Except I don't think I'll be changing much after all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stay his servant. However, I am going to treat him like a fellow comrade, the same way I would with you or anyone else. For as long as I can remember, I've spent my life protecting others. But isn't that what friends do too? Support and protect one another in times of need?
Which in the end pretty much means doing as you've always done, right? If that's what you're most comfortable with, I'm certainly not going to give you any grief over it.
Actually, I've been thinking about how I ought to act around you all as well.
Oh?
When I set out on this journey, it was to rid Eldaman and Sia of its enemies, and search for wisdom in the outside world. Wisdom that I could potentially put to use on my return. I'm grateful to you all for letting me tag along. But it got me thinking, what am I actually contributing by being here?
What are you talking about? You know how to hold a weapon, don't you? That's help enough.
Is it though? Sometimes I wish there was more I could be doing to pull my...
Oops, sorry about that. Jeez, I'm famished.
Now that you mention it, what do you guys normally do for food and meals when you're out and about on your travels?
What do you mean, what do we do? We find stuff to eat and eat it. So long as it's meat, I'm not fussy.
Eating what you like can be good for morale in the short term, but you need to think about your diet if you want to stay healthy.
Does that mean eating vegetables too?
Isn't that obvious?
It does, which I guess hasn't been happening up till now.
Yeah, to be honest, we could be eating better than we do.
Understood. In that case, I'll just have to make sure you're all staying healthy and eating right myself. Fortunately, I happen to know a thing or two about cooking as well.
You hear that, Law? Sounds like you'll be eating your greens after all.
What is it?
No, sorry, it's just... I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on all this.
It will do her good to have a project.
No, not Kisara. I meant you. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Me? Certainly you're not looking to me for culinary skill, I hope.
Typical Renan, leaving everything to someone else.
Rinwell, I don't think...
That said, should you need my skills on the battlefield, please rest assured I have no intention of shirking my responsibilities, regardless of who we may face.
I'm sure no one doubts that. Listen, guys, if we're traveling together, we should probably at least try to make an effort to get to know one another, don't you think?
I wouldn't get your expectations too high in that regard. Believe it or not, sometimes I'm not sure I even know myself all that well.
Something wrong? You look like you're deep in thought.
Not exactly. I was merely thinking about you two and your sense of etiquette.
Oh?
Etiquette?
Indeed. To be quite frank, I find your lack of manners to be nigh intolerable.
That's not being frank, that's being and forget it. Do we really need to talk about this now?
Yes, I find such impropriety on your parts to be deeply unsettling. It concerns me greatly.
What do you want us to do? We were slaves. We never got to learn how to be proper like you.
Yeah, what he said. Maybe you missed how we were just focused on surviving.
Perhaps, but Kisara here demonstrates that it's quite possible for a Denon to learn proper manners.
That's because I was given the opportunity to learn. Moreover, my duties as a guardsman required it. Not every realm is like Menancia, as you well know.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to hold us to some other city standards.
Exactly. You've got to remember what it's been like for us living under the Rena elsewhere.
I will concede that you do indeed make a valid point. It would appear, for all my espousing the virtues of equality between our peoples, I was still looking down on the two of you.
You don't need to beat yourself up. I wasn't that offended by what you said, man.
Nevertheless, I shall mind my words from here on out. Having said that, I do believe you two would still benefit from learning the basics of proper society. I would be more than happy to teach you both when we camp out, if you like.
Yeah, no, I'll pass. Acting all prim and proper isn't really my style.
If you say so. How about you, Law? Would you like to learn? Although I suppose my first task is to reform your attitude toward the idea of good etiquette.
You're not gonna let this go, are you?
Hey, let's stop for a minute.
What's up? You already tired?
My armor's pretty heavy. I think I need a little rest.
I second that. All of this walking is starting to take its toll on me as well.
What? You don't look it.
We can't spare the time. There's places we need to be. Mahag Sar's capital, Niez, is our destination right now.
But if one of us collapses, it will only serve to slow us down. And in your case, Alphen is the only one who could carry you. Best to rest while you have the opportunity.
Enough already. I need a break, so we're taking one.
I don't need you fretting over me.
Fretting? Hey, it's not like I'm... been looking for you.
For me, why?
He's tough.
Who are you? You said you were looking for me. Why?
Beautiful, precious life.
What the?
That is all I desire.
Then why are we fighting? Who even are you?
Elusive deity! Can't get out of this!
You're mine! It's over!
Water! Hear my call!
Let's go!
That's enough!
You're mine! Who the hell are you? Bastard!
This guy's not normal.
His speed is unbelievable.
You mean he even surpasses a lord?
Lewis,
I'm on it! Coming again!
An instant.
Watch this!
Take this!
Try to shout!
None shall escape my judgment.
He does it!
You're mine!
Elusive deity!
Take this! You may be strong, but I'll never back down!
Here
I come!
That's enough!
What a relief.
Take this! It's over!
Lightning.
Your win!
Here I go. You're mine.
Lightning. Downfall.
I'm not done!
Hurricane! There!
Glimmer dragon!
Back
Take
into the
this.
fray!
Take this! You're finished!
Enjoy.
Gemini Ultra!
You escape!
Dragon shout! Stop! Heal!
Is that all that you've got? Very well. Then die. A wretch like you? Till next time.
Xion! Wake up! Please!
Alphen?
Xion!
Thanks, but you're kinda crushing me.
Sorry.
It's okay. And so am I. It's not as bad as it looks.
Not bad. That's... Shion, we thought
I'm
you were...
fine. Really.
What the hell were you thinking?
Well, you were trying to protect me too, you know.
Yeah, but I have the sword. It's different.
It's not different. Besides, Never mind. It's nothing. Anyway, thank you.
But I didn't... Look, I'm just glad that you're...
Alphen?
Sorry.
That guy said he'd be back. I think maybe we should get moving before he returns, right?
Rinwell has a good point. We need to go. Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I already applied some healing arts to it. It didn't even leave a scar.
But his sword went nearly straight through you.
I'm all right. Unless I've turned into some kind of ghost and I'm haunting you all right now.
No, I know you're not. It's just...
Look, I appreciate you looking out for me, but I'm fine, really.
There was also that strange light that appeared when Shion was stabbed. It seemed to make the enemy retreat when he saw it. Alphen, do you have any idea what it might have been?
A light? I don't know. I was kind of preoccupied with other things at the time.
Now that I think of it, between that light and the blazing sword, just what sort of person are you, Alphen? Can you use Dahnan astral arts like Rinwell, perhaps?
He wouldn't know, Dohalim. He doesn't have any memories from his past, remember? Besides, we should really be getting out of here.
I suppose you're right. Forgive me. We've almost reached Nias, the capital of Mahag Sar. With any luck, we'll find a place there for Shion to rest. Hey.
How are you holding up after that last fight? You're not too hurt, are you?
I'm fine, really. See for yourself.
If things get too tough out there, go ahead and fall back. I can take a beating if I need to.
I'm not here just to stand around and have everyone protect me.
I get that, but there's nothing wrong with admitting you have weaknesses too.
Do I look like I'm just trying to put on a brave face to you?
I can't feel pain, but you still can, can't you?
Look, I appreciate you're trying to look out for me, but even you go down in fights from time to time. Please, stop trying to babysit me. It's getting old.
It's not that. I just...
Strike! It's over! Reload! I'm not done!
Reload!
It's on!
None shall escape
Take
my
this!
touch.
Pesky airborne scoundrels!
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
We got the advantage.
Good.
Now we just have to make sure we keep it.
Don't worry, because law's up.
It's over!
Here I come!
I'm ready!
Dragon
No!
Hey!
Blow them away!
You can use martial arts too?
Am I overstepping my bounds?
What's that big tower over there?
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
Have you guys checked? Your equipment lately?
You make sure to rest too, Hootle.
Dohalim, your spare bracers were getting dirty, so I polished them up along with the rest of your equipment.
Why, thank you, Kisara. I greatly appreciate that.
Maybe it's just my imagination, but you sure seem to fuss over Dohalim a whole lot, Kisara.
It is a little strange. Almost like you're still in his service.
Really? That's certainly not my intention. Besides, he's not the only one I'm like that with. Hey, Law. I saw your clothes were starting to get holes in them, so I stitched them back up for you.
Oh, wow! Thanks, Kisara.
Point taken. Do you just like looking after people?
I wouldn't go so far as to say I like it, but I get anxious if I don't. I'd always like to help if I can. It comes naturally to me. Back in the day, Miguel and I used to look after the younger kids a lot, so that's probably where it comes from. He taught me everything I know, and I mean everything. How to cook with wild plants, how to sew clothes so they'll last. Without him, we never would have been able to survive.
However, you're not a lord anymore, Dohalim. You need to get used to the idea that people aren't just going to wait on you hand and foot.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I'm ashamed to admit that I felt no qualms about her doing all that for me. As both a Renan and especially as a lord, one becomes too accustomed to those beneath you tending to your every need, both Renans and Danans alike.
Sure, that's how all you Renans are probably raised. But just to be clear, we're not your servants, Dohalim. Got that?
Absolutely. Moments such as this provide me with ample opportunity to confront my unease. It is difficult to tend with my own motivations.
What do you mean?
The truth of the matter is that my espousal of coexistence in Menancia hardly came from an idealistic place. That instinctive unease I feel deep within serves as a reminder for what it is that all of us here fight for.
Don't be so hard on yourself. No one's going to abandon you if you aren't always perfect.
Looking at her now, I think she's more like his mom than his servant.
All done. Come and eat.
You okay, Shion? You're not eating very much.
What's wrong? Do you not like the cheese fondue that you made?
Yeah, I'm used to seeing you more excited about food.
You're not feeling sick, are you?
No, I'm fine. It's nothing like that. It's just...
What?
I guess I just don't understand what the appeal is. We could just as easily put everything on a plate and pour the cheese on top of it instead.
I suppose it lies in being able to decide exactly how much cheese you want. There's also something to be said for enjoying how it all turns out. It's fun.
That's fine and all, but I wish the plate-to-mouth time was shorter.
I think I understand. You don't like having to put in so much effort into eating something, do you?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Actually, now that I think about it, you're a way less fussy eater than you look, Shion.
In my book, there's no one right way to eat a meal. Tuck in, take your time, be dainty or devouring. As long as you enjoy the food, that's what counts.
There's no need to stand on ceremony while we're out camping in the wilderness.
Yeah, you're right. In that case, don't mind if I do.
I've never seen someone dump that much cheese on a meal before. Kisara, let's talk for a bit. Maintaining your shield? It's becoming a familiar sight.
Miguel was the one who taught me how to maintain my equipment after I first joined the Guard. Now, it's just a part of my routine.
Your brother always seems to come up whenever I talk to you.
That's because we had no other relatives, so it was just the two of us growing up. He was my idol, the one I looked up to and wanted to be like. When I became a guardsman, Lagiel wasn't too pleased to see me at first. It was Miguel who really welcomed me aboard.
Lagiel? Oh, right. She was Miguel's second in the Gold Dust Cats, wasn't she?
That's right. She's always been a very critical and down-to-earth person. In other words, the complete opposite of a dreamer like me.
You're more an idealist than some pie-in-the-sky dreamer.
Even so, that's my brother's doing. He'd never let me stop seeing a brighter world. He always did what he could to keep me smiling and happy.
You must have meant a lot to him.
He wasn't just kind either. He always worked so hard to set an example for me and everyone else around him. He was a true big brother. So much so that when he thought I was asleep, he'd slip out of the house to go training on the outskirts of town.
You seem to know a lot about it.
That's because I only pretended to be asleep and would follow after him. You know what? I'm at a good stopping point with my shield. If you've got time, how about I tell you a couple more Miguel stories?
I guess I'd better get comfortable.
I'll take watch tonight. It's okay. Before we go, do you guys have everything?
This way, I guess.
Looks like it could be worth something.
Are we in the right place? This place looks like a mess.
Yes, this is Niez, the capital of Mahag Sar.
I don't see any signs of people. And the buildings.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like the kind of place people would actually live.
No soldiers, no Danans, not a soul to be seen. Yet look at these facades. This is clearly a Renan district.
Hey, check out that drawing on the castle gate. That's the Darkwing's crest. It's from an old Danan legend about a hero who defeated an evil king with a torch and their trusty owl. That's his crest. I'm sure of it.
Really? First time I'm hearing it. So if someone drew it on the gate...
It must mean the Renans have lost control of the city.
Are you suggesting the Danans rose up and defeated the Lord here? Hard to believe, but not entirely unthinkable, given the evidence.
Let's look around and see if we can find someone. They might be able to tell us what happened. This is horrible.
Is there truly no one here?
All of these ruins look like they were made pretty recently.
But if that's the case, then where do you think the people that used to live here went off to? There must have been Danans and Renans, right?
That's a good question. Even if the Danans rebelled and managed to overthrow the Renans here, there should still be some people around.
This debris. Do you think it could be the work of Renan astral arts?
Perhaps, but the appearance of these ruins is rather uniform, which leads me to believe otherwise.
Hey, Rinwell. That story you told us about the Dark Wings. It said that the evil king was vanquished with a holy flame, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Then there might be some truth to that old story after all. It looks like all the rubble here had been scarred by flames.
Let's not jump to any conclusions just yet. If we can find someone around here, we might be able to get them to tell us what happened. Dohalim, you forgot to take care of the fire yesterday.
What do you mean, take care of? Ah, yes. You meant to put it out?
Yep. If it stays lit, we could end up in real trouble real fast.
I see. I apologize for not realizing that. I shall be more careful in the future.
The way he's talking, it's like the thought of putting it out himself never even occurred to him.
Moving on, Dohalim, I should mention that the clasp for your cape is about to come undone.
Oh yes, I tried to fix that myself, but it simply refused to cooperate with me.
I can't believe I'm hearing this. Are you telling me Renans can't even dress themselves?
Lords like Dohalim have attendants that take care of just about everything they need, so I'm not surprised he sometimes struggles with the basics.
Even by those standards, you've got to admit this is still a little extreme.
Shionne's got a point. I mean, you don't see Renans like her needing so much help to get stuff done.
In my case, circumstances forced me to learn how to be independent. Even so, I still think Dohalim could afford to pick up a few more self-sufficient skills.
Well, specifically speaking, what would you suggest that I learn?
For starters, I think it'd be good for you to learn how to dress. And put on shoes. How to comb your hair is equally important, and learning to manage your possessions better. And then from there...
She sounds like his mom rattling all that off.
Oh, and another thing. About your owl, Rinwell.
What is it?
When he starts to molt, would you be willing to give me his old feathers? I think I could find a use for them.
What do you intend to do with those?
Well, recently, I haven't been sleeping well. However, I hear pillows made from owl feathers are very comfortable and wish to make one.
This is why I hate you, Renans!
Did I say something offensive?
Next time, put your own needs aside for a second and think about how someone might react first. Then consider if it's worth asking at all.
Look, Hootle! One of your buddies!
What are those out in the valley? Windmills? They're huge.
They're most likely used to harvest wind astral energy, so they have to be big.
Mahag Sar, a land where the winds scar and the clouds stretch far.
Kisara? What is he doing?
Reciting a poem, apparently. Just let him be.
All of you, stop right there! Don't move!
They have us surrounded.
Who are you? Where did you come from?
You first! Show yourself!
I'm the one asking the questions here. Don't try anything funny. One wrong move, and I guarantee we'll blow you away.
What are you...
My name is Alphen. I came here from Calaglia.
Alphen? The wielder of the blazing sword?
Getting pretty famous, isn't he?
Here is my proof. Will that suffice? Or do I have to burn down one of those houses to make my point?
No need. I believe you. I'm Beifong, of the Darkwings. Sorry for threatening to blow you away. We're still hunting down the remnants of the enemy forces, so everyone's more than a bit on edge right now. Please forgive me.
Remaining? Wait, you mean you already took down the Lord of this realm?
That's right. We took her weapons and turned them right back on her.
Are you the Danon leader here in Niez?
Nah, I'm just one of the commanders. Deadheim's the one who runs the show. I'd be happy to take you to him. Just one problem. The Renans. Seems the rumors you were running with them were true. You do understand, right? I mean, we only just liberated the city from their kind. Everyone's short on trust. And for good reason. Especially Deadheim. I think it'd be best if those two waited outside.
Not going to happen.
I don't think it's a good idea for us to split up. It's too dangerous.
Then it's on your head, friend. Our base is that way.
You could have left me behind, you know.
This isn't just about you, Dohalim.
Ah, yes.
I guess even after you beat the Renans, your work's only really just begun, huh?
Yeah. This place seems like it's got a lot of issues to fix.